Pledge of Allegiance, please.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, roll call.
Al,
Present.
Teresa, President, Michelle, here, Kate,
Here.
Gladys,
Here.
Ted Cronin, here, Lauren,
Here.
Juanita,
Here.
Richard,
Yeah.
Julie,
Here.
and I.
Man, the most important part of our recognition is to recognize our young people and the administration. So I'm going to turn it over to our superintendent at this time.
Good evening, everyone. So tonight is a very special night. It's amazing how many students we have in the room and not a sound coming from the crowd. But you're all here tonight for a very special event, and that is to, in some cases, this is the second time you're receiving a recognition for your incredible behavior and your incredible academic achievements, and just for being really great kids. But tonight, we're going to be awarding the CABE Student Leadership Award and also the Western Connecticut Superintendents Association Award. So we're very excited. I'd like to read to you the criteria for winning the CABE Award. And when I call your name, I'm going to come around the front here in the middle. I'm going to call your name along with your principal, and we'll present your award to you. We'll take a couple of quick photos. But I want to read to you first what the criteria is for the CABE Student Leadership Award. This award recognizes student achievement and leadership qualities. Leadership is a quality that is hard to define and not always demonstrated by all citizens. The CABE has developed the below criteria that has helped to define leadership, and our principals have selected these students based on following skills and characteristics: willingness to take on challenges, capability to make difficult decisions, concern for others, sorry, I'm tongue-tied tonight, the ability to work well with others, a willingness to commit to a project, diplomacy, and the ability to understand issues clearly, and the ability to honor a commitment. So all very, very important qualities, and your principals have recognized you this evening. So I'm going to come around the front, and I'd like to first call up Principal Dave Kimball to join me. We're going to go with the worship. We're doing this a little different today. Come on in.
I need you to take photos.
So the first person is Kira Solavea and Brody Weber. Come on up. Congratulations. Once we get the first ones down, everybody pay attention.
Good test it.
As long as your glasses are. Perfect, thank you. Congratulations. Okay, next up, I need our Rogers Park principal, Dr. Christy Zelina. Come on up. And will Chloe Roland and Alex Pinza please come on up? Thank you. We have our Westside Middle School principal, interim Mike Flynn. Come on up, please. And the two winners at Westside are Charlie Atkinson and Gianni Rosa, who cannot be here tonight due to tryout. So come on up, Charlie. Okay, and next up, can I have Dan Donovan from Danbury High School come up? Right, and the two winners at Danbury High School are Amanda Magnago and Christopher Borges. Thank you. Okay, and one more for the CAVE Awards. And can I please have Danielle Esposito, our guidance teacher, and Kyle Tricola from ACE. Principal John Weber could not make it tonight. Okay, so can we have Randy Espinal and Emily Vasquez? Come on up. Awkward with this microphone here. So our next group is receiving the reward from the Western Connecticut Superintendent Association. This Western Connecticut Superintendent Association hosts an award ceremony for outstanding students in each school district based on 3 criteria: community service, service to others, academic prowess, so relative ability, and leadership service to the school community. The following students were selected by our principals and recognized at the recent WCSA, and we invited them back here for an additional Board of Ed recognition. Can I please have, once again, Principal Dave Kimball from Broadview Middle School. Come on up. And I would, yeah. Okay, well, we have Emily Pittman and Ashley Galupa. Word for them and give them. Thank you. Okay, from Rogers Park again, Dr. Christy Zalita, come on up. And could we have Sophia Califano and Anthony Martini. Okay, Danbury High School, Dan Donovan again, please.
I gotta wait in the hallway.
And we have Deshelle Swift and Henry Chen. Westside Middle School, Principal Mike Flynn, come on back up. Okay, and could we have Esmeralda Costa and Kayla Ake? And last but not least again, Ace, Daniela, come on back up. And these two are no strangers to the board, Ariana West and Ava Stabell.
I just want to say thank you to all the parents. The work that you put in every day, parenting these amazing students does not go unnoticed. You have been one of the greatest influences, more so than we do on a daily basis. So we thank you for all the time that you've spent shaping them and guiding them. And thank you for bringing them here tonight to school night. We appreciate you. Some of you had to do this for the second time. So thank you very much. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Before we enter into public participation, would anyone like to leave so we get into our business? Okay? Thank you, students. Thank you.
Good job.
Lauren, you can start with public.
You ready?
Okay. Down to the-
The board welcomes public participation and asks that speakers please limit their comments to 3 minutes. Speakers may offer objective comments of school operations and programs that concern them. The board will not permit any expression of personal complaints or defamatory comments about Board of Education personnel and students, nor against any person connected with the Danbury Public School System.
Thank you. The first person to address the board is Lopez.
Good evening, Board of Education. My name is Krishna Javeri, and I'm a senior at Danbury High School.
And my name is Emily Lopez Gibbons. I'm also a senior at Danbury High School. So we're here tonight not just as students, but as voices for hundreds of our peers. Students who are doing their best to reach college, but are missing one important thing, which is support to prepare for the SAT.
The SAT still plays a big role in college admissions and scholarships, but right now students in Danbury are at a clear disadvantage. Most schools in wealthier towns have SAT prep programs that are built right into their school day, and that's something that we don't have here.
So while I was preparing for the SAT, I only had to depend on those free online videos and practice tests. They helped, but it wasn't enough. I constantly felt behind students from better funded districts who had teachers, classes, and structured prep time.
The truth is, SAT tutoring can cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and many families in Danbury, including mine, just can't afford that. It's not fair. The amount of money your family has shouldn't decide how well you do on a test that shapes your entire college career.
So Danbury High School is the least funded public high school in the entire state of Connecticut. Our average SAT score is about 1,100, a number that reflects not our ability, but our lack of resources.
And this isn't just about test scores. It's also about equity. It's about making sure that every student, regardless of their zip code, has an equal shot at success.
So tonight we're asking you to invest in our futures. We're asking for a school-based SAT prep program, free or low cost, taught by instructors who understand the test and how to teach it. It can be held during or after the school day, and it would make a world of a difference.
A program like this wouldn't just raise test scores, it would raise confidence, open college doors, and lead to scholarship opportunities for many students who thought they could never afford college. It would give every student in Danbury the tools they need to succeed.
So we know you have a lot on your plate, but it isn't just about us. It's about the students who will come after us. We want them to walk into the SAT room feeling prepared and not left behind.
Thank you so much for your time and for listening to our voice, and we hope you'll consider bringing SAT prep into Danbury Public Schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Regina, if I misspelled your name?
Oh, that's me.
Okay, so the both of you. Daxel? Isaac? Essie? I get the name wrong, just pick someone up. Daniel?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good evening, members of the Board of Education. I'm Daniel Luligo.
And I'm Isaac Varga.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Hello?
Speak up a little louder.
Oh, lower?
Louder.
Louder. Alright. So, we are juniors proudly attending Danbury High School, and we are here to respectfully talk about the conditions of our school environment, because we believe it is our civic duty to advocate for the well-being of our school and our peers. Over the past few months, we've been researching the current state of our school's infrastructure and the overall quality of our education through our personal experience and our peers as well. What we found shows the effects of our education. Since 2020, Danbury High School has been underfunded compared to other districts in Connecticut. This lack of funding shows up in real, everyday ways, like bathrooms with broken stalls, poor sink conditions, and lack of staff to maintain them. As students, this directly affects our health, our comfort, and our ability to learn in a sanitary and respectful environment. I believe that in order to ensure DHS's sanitary safety among students and teachers, there needs to be some changes in bathroom departments. We should not have to walk around the whole building searching for a functional bathroom, as it takes time out of our learning. This issue impacts students' basic needs.
The second issue we repeatedly see is teachers having to buy many of the school supplies with their own money due to lack of funding. It is already difficult for teachers, seeing that most of them have to work under a second job to be able to survive in today's economy. Ignoring these problems sends the message that our education and well-being does not matter. This isn't about inconvenience, it's about dignity. It's about whether we believe that every student deserves clean faculties and that every teacher deserves the resources to do their job well. Right now, that message is not being said correctly. We understand that you're busy, but we're not here to complain. We're here because we care. We are here because we want better for our school, for our classmates, and for our future public education in Danbury. Thank you for your time. This was Isaac Varga and Daniel Lee talking.
Thank you.
Thank you. Edward Mathis.
Oh, hi. So I go by EJ, and I'm going to talk about the Danbury High School swim team for both the boys and girls. So I'm part of the boys swim team, and I just wanted to share something that's been really hard for us this season. We practice at another school, New Fairfield High School, and since we don't have a pool at our school, it was kind of hard to get to practices. Our coach scheduled them for like 3:30, but still I had to take the bus home and then go back, and then the person that dropped me off had to go back home. It was just a lot for my family to do that, so because of that, some swimmers had to quit since they couldn't always get a ride. So by the end of the season, we only had 8 committed swimmers left, and it made things tough even though everyone really wanted to be a part of the team. So I know that there might be cause or other reasons for not having a bus to practice, and I don't know all the details, but even just having a bus once or twice a week would really help us out. And I also noticed we were able to get a bus for our home meet, which we didn't really need it because the time was so much later, so I'm wondering why we can't get one for practices too.
Can I just ask you a quick question about that? So you're asking for a bus to go from school, after school, to your practice, which is where?
New Fairfield High School.
In New Fairfield High School?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's one question.
Thank you.
Ava.
Good evening. I'm a senior from Danbury High School. My name is Akam Digan, and I'm also here to speak about the issue of DHS being underfunded. So Danbury High School is our district's largest, yet ironically most underfunded school. Despite welcoming nearly 4,000 minds every day, we receive the smallest slice of the budget pie. And this imbalance can be seen through every classroom. Our teachers have to stretch outdated textbooks across numerous students and have to ration markers out for years, amongst other things. Our students have to endure bathrooms so run down that dirty conditions and shut down restrooms are the norm and the expectation rather than the exception. Hallways are so crowded that at times it can seem impossible to reach class on time. And this stress affects not only students, but teachers alike who must endure similar conditions to this while teaching for hours every day. And I think DHS just proves that a lot of students feel that they get unfair treatment due to this lack of funding. And I think it's time we take action so that every student and teacher has the tools, dignity, and environment they deserve. I encourage all of you listening to do everything in your power in helping us battle these problems and to help push solutions such as better allocation of funding in our district. Your actions won't just help the current generation, but everyone to come after too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing your message to the board. Our last speaker is Sonia
Soraya.
Savaya. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Good evening, board members and staff. My name is Soraya Bilbao. This is my 11th year teaching multilingual learners at Danbury High School. I am here today for a simple reason. I am here today to give thanks. Please allow me to explain. Similar to my colleagues as an educator, my philosophy of education informs the why and how I teach and support my students, my kids as I sometimes refer to them. From establishing classroom routines to learning all that I can to create lessons that are engaging and rigorous, to promoting reading for pleasure, to coordinating field trips and advising after-school clubs, I want to do all that I can to support my students and help them reach their dreams in each and every way possible. Someone once said that the two most important days of one's life is when one is born and when one finds one's purpose. Teaching is my purpose. It is my calling, and it is this thing, this intrinsic motivation that serves as my North Star, guiding and sustaining me when, no matter what is happening around me, whether difficult, challenging times. And it is this drive, this excitement for learning and for something bigger than oneself that I hope my students experience one day. Last week, DHS hosted its annual ESL Awards ceremony. Over 180 multilingual learners were recognized for earning a GPA of 3.0 or higher, a feat that was made more impressive because all the while they are learning a new language and culture. This was more than double the number of students who were recognized 10 years ago at the inaugural event. At a minimum, it is safe to say that in the past decade, well over 1,000 MLs have been recognized from earning a GPA of 3.0 or higher. The week before our ESL Awards ceremony, another event took place. 27 multilingual learners in grades 11 through 12 completed the AP Spanish and Independent Study program for multilingual learners and took the AP Spanish Language and Culture exam as an independent study. These students made the commitment to stay after school every Wednesday from 2 to 4 to prepare for the exam. Their achievements are no less impressive than earning a 3.0. This was the 10th cohort of this program. Last year, another 27 students who took the ML AP exam and graduated from the program earned 96.3% of them scored 3 or higher on the exam. In comparison, the Connecticut percentage was 86.4% and the global percentage was 82%. What do these two programs have in common? Back in 2015-2016, I approached admin at DHS with the idea to launch these two programs. While preparing for last week's ESL Awards ceremony, I came across my initial email to my department head, Stacy Brugnolo, dated February 3rd, 2016. In part, it read, I found out that we currently do not have an award specific for our ELLs. I would like to establish the ESL Academic Achievement Award. I have met and reached out to several DHS staff to help me flush out the details of the award, specifically student eligibility criteria, procedures, and presentation of the awards. That same year, I approached Dr. Martins when I found out that many of my ESL 2 students did not know what AP exams were. With the support and approval of Dr. Martins, I launched the AP Spanish Independent Study program, And now, I started it teaching at first as an after-school club, and now it's part of our after-school tutoring program. Mr. Donovan has also been extremely supportive of this program and everything related to our MLs. An idea is just an idea until it's implemented and becomes a fabric, part of the fabric of an organization. Similar to last year's first ever district-wide Barnes & Noble's book drive, none of this would have happened without the support and encouragement of admins and staff. In the end, it's the support for our students that matters, nothing else. And isn't this what we should all strive for? That when the work is done, people say we have done this ourselves. Mr. Donovan, Dr. Martins, Mrs. Brugnolo, colleagues at DHS staff, and members of the Board of Education, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We move on down the agenda. Juanita, could you do the consent calendar?
Motion that the Board of Education approve the consent calendar, exhibits 25 through 91 and 25-91 and 25-94 in accordance with the exhibits presented.
Motion made by Juanita, could I hear a second?
Second.
Seconded by Louisa. Any questions concerning the consent calendar? Seeing none, all in favor, could I hear aye? Aye. Opposed? Motion so carried. We move on down, no educational staff is here, no students are here. So we move on down to the superintendent report.
Thank you. Fairly quick report tonight. I wanted to update the board on some progress that we've made as a Connecticut registered teacher apprentice program. And so what that is the state of Connecticut has kind of helped position itself in some districts looking to increase their teacher pipeline in the state. And so to do that, there are a couple of different methodologies. Obviously, we've had some wonderful partnerships with universities in the state, such as WestConn, University of Bridgeport, and now University of Connecticut will be a partner where we'll bring on future teachers and build a relationship here in the district and support them with mentors over the course of the year in the hopes that that they want to come and join us, and have been very successful with those programs to date. The Connecticut Teacher Apprentice Program and being a registered apprentice allows us access to potential workforce development money down the road and other grants and opportunities that we might be eligible for. So we have applied to be a registered apprentice program. What that does is it allows us to become, it serves as an umbrella program so that other pipeline programs that want to kind of pitch onto our wagon can do so, and the parameters are already in place, the structure and the memos and agreements that we would have working as working partners across different groups. So we're excited that we're almost through our application process, and we should have that wrapped up in the next week or so, and that will allow us to become Danbury Public School System, a registered apprentice program. One of our main partners will be Western Connecticut State University. Again, we've had residency programs with them before. This is a little bit more official, and there's some funding attached to it. So we did receive a little bit of money, seed money from the state through our e-grant system to help support up to 5 teachers this year with WestConn, and then we have another program through the Connecticut TRP for another up to 3 teachers as well. So right now we have about maybe 8 total for next year that we will be filling, and then we'll also be partnering with UConn for another, I think it was 4 teachers. I have to go back and look at my numbers. Kelly shaking your head, yep, it was 4. And then University of Bridgeport, we're hoping to beef up our pipeline with them as well. But the Registered Apprentice Program is a very deliberate program where a mentor teacher from our district would stay with them over the course of the fall and the spring, and then they would provide a very deliberate mentorship type of process to help kind of build. The apprentice programs are very interesting because they're originally designed to get folks who are already in the workforce, in industry, to convert to come into teaching. And what that does is it provides a little bit of funding and support for that process. So it's much harder for a second career person to make the leap over. So this is sort of an enticement through the state to encourage that process. So over time, we hope to see more folks coming into education. So there's about maybe 3 or 4 districts in Connecticut that have signed on to be registered apprentice programs. So Danbury's putting their foot in the hat in the ring, if you will, to become one of them, and we're hoping that that will yield some additional funding down the road as we look to kind of be innovative in this area. So I just wanted to update you on that one. And next on the list here is our principal hiring update. I'll turn it over to Kim. We've been had a busy day here today in Danbury, and she can update us on the process.
We did, thank you. So today, we hosted 3 panels of educators to interview for 2 open principal positions, the Broadview Middle School principal position and the West Side Middle School Academy's principal position. The board policy that you have for principal applicants and interviews involves 2 panels. And so one panel is made up of central office and core educators, so some of our curriculum folks, a assortment of people. The second panel involves teachers and those most likely to be affected by the hire, is the language in the policy. So we actually ran 2 teacher panels, one for each school, and 1 administrator panel today. Thank you to Michelle for spending the day with us. And we saw a series of candidates that will now whittle down to a small handful of finalists for the superintendent and her leadership team. Tomorrow, we're going to undergo a similar process for the elementary assistant principal openings that we have. So that will be, again, a 2-panel process, and we hope to yield a couple of really high-quality leaders to fill those positions as well. And then we're looking down the calendar for the next couple of weeks for some of our other openings in the administrative ranks. Ongoing has been teacher hiring, teacher pupil services staff, paraeducator, non-certified folks, and doing the last final touches on all of our summer school hiring. So we've been super busy. Those of you who were in this building today saw I had 2 of the 4 temporary helpers that I have from CF Staffing who've been amazing. I have them for the summer, and they are batting cleanup on all of the paperwork that's involved in all of the onboarding for what's going to be several hundred people this summer. So we're in full swing, and we hope to yield some good results.
Thank you very much. Thank you again, Michelle. Today? You can see it's quite a process, because if you ever participated in the panels, it's quite a long day, and it's a very involved process, but one that always yields the what should happen happens. So it's a good process. Okay, food service management update. So every year there's an opportunity to do something called enter into an RFP, which is a request for proposals, where we can see other vendors for all of our basically everything that we do, but in this case this year it was for our food service management. We have used Stexo for quite a while, but we definitely threw our hat in the ring to see what other vendors and service providers there are out there. And I'm going to turn it over to Mike in a second so I can prep your mic up for a bit. But we have gone in a different direction for next year and seeking just a good opportunity for, in terms of price and service, to help nutrition for our kids and what we're serving, and some creative options for our district. So Mike, do you want to talk a little bit about how that process, what yielded from the process?
Yeah, we had a total of 5 companies respond initially to the request for proposal. Everything is outlined fairly in detail by the state, and working with Janet, who is our coordinator here. We had them in, we went for a tour to each one of the schools, so they had an opportunity to see the operations, and then there was a period where they could ask any questions in detail if they needed to clarify anything. Out of the 5 companies that came, 4 of them submitted bids. We publicly opened the bids on May 1st at 2 o'clock, and we began the rigorous grading process. Each bid that came to us was in about a 3-inch binder with a required USB drive, and there were thousands of pages each. We're required to submit, as part of the process, sort of a grading rubric on how many points we're going to award for the various categories. Some of the categories, I can't list them all, but price, quality, menu selections, their participation in Farm to School was one of them. And so there were 4 graders in total. We had the opportunity to go and grade each one and then sit down together and put all the grades for each of the food service management companies on their own individual rubric and then transfer them over to a main sheet, tally everything up and give everyone an average score, and then see who placed highest on the list. I can't share too much, but as Kara alluded to, although we were with Sodexo for 40 plus years and had some really great experiences there, we wound up going in a different direction for this year. The contract is going to be awarded to Chartwells, which is part of the Compass Group. We notified them last week, as well as the remaining 3 who were not selected. So this week coming up, Kara, myself, and Janet are going to meet with the leadership team at Chartwells and begin the process. Where we stand right now, just so you know, is we have to take those scoring sheets that we did and submit them to the state, and the state has an opportunity to review those scoring sheets and make sure that they're in compliance with all the various rules and regulations, make sure we followed everything, and we're just waiting to hear back with the green light from the state.
Questions?
Is there another district locally that uses Chartwells?
Yeah, as part of the process, they have to list like-size schools in Connecticut as well as some of their administrative reviews. They do have, I'm trying to remember the list that Chartwells has off the top of my head, but I think Stanford and Norwalk are the 2 that I can remember.
Did you try the food? Honestly, I'm just serious.
Yeah, so that can certainly be part of the process. We did not this time. Kind of upset about that as a foodie, but.
How long is the contract?
The contract is typically a renewable contract for a term of 5 years, but we're certainly not locked in. So if at the end of this year, for whatever reason, we're unhappy, we have the ability to go through this process all over again to select a new vendor.
It seemed like the right time to see what else was available out there. It's been a very long time since we even entertained a change. We also have a new, very large building coming online, a new high school, and so we have to make a lot of changes there and bring on new staff. So the timing, although there's so much happening right now, it was a little daunting to make the leap to try to see what was there, but we thought it was the right thing to do. And it's a very long, involved process that tied up folks here for quite a long time. So we appreciate the work that your team did on that, and we look forward to a new relationship.
All right. How does that affect our folks that are working in the schools, in the cafeterias?
Good question. Kim, do you want to take that one? There are folks.
So all of the folks, with the exception of a couple of the very senior manager folks that we have from Sodexo, they second or they loan to us. All of the employees, so all of the members of the school and collective bargaining unit are all Danbury Public School employees. So I explained it this morning as if you think of it as there's the shell, and now a new person will be providing the shell, and our folks will continue to do their bargaining unit work unabated.
So it's just a couple vendors.
Right.
Any other questions to Kim? I think it's time for a change. We've had Sodexo ever since I've been on.
Sorry? Okay, great. Alrighty, and then the last one is the Westside Academy and DHS West Transportation. Maybe about a month or so ago, we started to talk about some potential run combinations and scenarios, and we needed some time to work through those. And for the bus company to take the addresses and to lay out a plan that could work, and then to test that plan to make sure that they could do the runs that they thought would work best from an efficiency standpoint. but also from just a logistical standpoint. We are moving forward with the combined runs, the 6-12-1 run from Westside Academy and DHS West. And what that will mean is that the high school, as the buses pick up students from all over across the city, the stop will be at DHS West first, and then they would head off to Westside Academy. Here we go with the Westside mixed up again. They would head off to Westside Academy for the drop. And so right now, the proposed time for DHS would be a 6:55 drop off, and then they would drop the students off at Westside Academy around 7:10 for a 7:25 start. So they'll be starting about 15 minutes earlier than they normally would, so it's not too bad. One of the things that I mentioned before that we'll monitor is how long those runs take. Typically with magnet schools, the runs are longer anyways because of the nature of picking up students from the span of the city as opposed to one geographical area. So we'll monitor that in the fall. We're also going to closely monitor. I know that there's a lot of, some consternation on the parent side about combining the two age groups, but that is something that's very common across many districts. I've spoken to many superintendents on it, and what they noticed was that the behavioral issues that they've had in the past usually were more on the middle school side, tend to decrease in the presence of some of the older students. The run would combine grades 6, 7, and 8, and then 10, 11, and 12. No 9th graders would be on the bus because all 9th graders go to Danbury High School. So, we'll be sending an official letter out to families to make them aware. And then I've offered to go into the PTO at Westside in their next PTO just to talk to any parents who may still have concerns or questions about the process, because it is a change and a departure from what we've done in the past.
Any questions?
Great, and that is it for my superintendent report.
Any standing committees want to report at this time? Yes, Kate.
I'd just like to report out on the policy committee. We just had a little scheduling mix-up, and our policy meeting that was planned for this evening is going to be happening June 2nd at 6 p.m. and it will be via Zoom. So I hope that all the policy committee members can make it. I did text you about it, so this is your official notice. Thank you.
Okay, no one else? Mike, do you have anything that you want to bring to the board concerning the budget or finance? Mr. Janelle is not here.
No, I don't think so at this time.
Okay, thank you. Action item A. Michelle?
I know, I was just looking at it. There we go. I didn't see it, I still don't see the ad. There we go. Sorry. Motion that the Board of Education accept the April 2025 financial report as recommended by the Finance Committee and in accordance with 25-95.
Motion made by Michelle, could I hear a second? Seconded by Kate. Any questions concerning the motion? Seeing none? All in favor, could I hear aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion so carried. Action item B, Al?
The 2024-25 budget. Make a motion that the Board of Education authorize the Chief Financial Officer to make year-end line item adjustments to the balance of 2024-2025 budget as recommended by the Finance Committee.
Motion made by Al, could I hear a second? Seconded by Teresa. Any questions concerning the motion? All in favor, could I hear aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion so carried. Julie, action item C.
Motion that the Board of Education accept for second reading and adoption policy 5144.12 restoration practice response and recommended by the policy committee and in accordance with 25-96.
I need a second to the motion? Seconded by Lauren. Any questions? All in favor of the motion, could I get aye? Aye. Opposed? Motion so carried. Kate, policy D.
I'll make a motion that the Board of Education revoke policy 5131.911 bullying as recommended by the policy committee and in accordance with exhibit 25-97.
Motion made by Kate, could I hear a second?
Second.
Seconded by Al. Any question concerning policy? Yes.
Not a question, but just a reminder to folks that this policy is being revoked because it's being replaced by the previous policy that we just approved.
All in favor, could I hear aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion so carried. Lauren, policy E.
I make a motion that the Board of Education accept for second reading and adoption policy 5141.21, Student Health Services School District Medical Advisor, as recommended by the Policy Committee and in accordance with 25-98.
Motion made by Lauren. Could I hear a second?
Second.
Seconded by Al. Any question? Seeing none? All in favor, could I hear aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion so carried. Louisa, policy E. F.
Motion that the Board of Education accept for second reading and adoption policy 5141.21, Student Health Services policy 5141.22, communicable and infectious disease as recommended by the policy committee and in accordance with 25-99.
Motion made by Louisa. Could I hear a second? Teresa. All in favor of the motion, could I hear aye? Aye. Opposed? Motion so carried. Dr. Cronin? G?
Motion that the Board of Education accept for second reading and adoption policy 41/418.231, psychotropic drug use as recommended by the policy committee and in accordance with 25-.
Motion made by Dr. Cronin. Could I hear a second? Juanita? All in favor of the motion, could I hear aye? Aye. Opposed? Motion so carried. Juanita, could you make a motion to policy number 8? H?
Policy 5141.25, students with special healthcare needs. Motion that the Board of Education accept for the second reading and adoption policy 5141.25, students with special healthcare needs as recommended by the policy committee and in accordance with 25-101.
Motion made by Juanita. Could I hear a second?
Second.
Seconded by Al. Any questions concerning the policy? All in favor of the policy, could I hear aye? Aye. Opposed? Motion so carried. Thank you. I know you were all trying to figure out what we're going to have the time. I don't know. I just tried to make sure that we're all working together. Okay? You forgot me. I'm sorry, Teresa. 2 minutes time, Teresa. Okay, board chair report is very brief. I want to thank everybody for a beautiful Memorial Day parade. It was exciting, the weather was beautiful, and we gave out a lot of bookmarks that the kids were just excited about. The color was beautiful, and it was just a beautiful affair, and I thank you. Reach graduation is May the 30th, and I think it starts at 10:30. I'm not sure, but check your email. I would like for someone to attend that has time. I have to attend a funeral, and I would like someone to be there to represent the board. One or two, whoever we go. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Rich is tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah, I'll be It's Friday. No, I said Friday, May the 30th. Okay, Friday, May the 30th. I think it's about 10:30. So I know the superintendent's going to be there, but I have said that I would go, but I can't.
We can confirm that Ive Street is, that's over by where right, so that's where it was supposed to be last year, but they had changed it. So I'll confirm with Jenny Lopez on the location. Yeah.
So it used to be last year they had inside the Reach building. They had said over at the what's it called?
The walkway, they moved it. They moved it last year. I tried to go, it was locked.
So we'll confirm just to make sure. I think
The superintendent
you changed it up a little bit last year.
And I know they're excited when they see boards.
Dr. Mesmer, it wasn't her last year.
Oh, yes, it was the gentleman.
Endeavor is Friday.
Hold on, but Reach is in the morning.
Endeavor is Friday at 10:30.
Reach is, Reach is in the morning, it's not a night.
It's at East Town Road.
I have Endeavor on Saturday. Oh, it's in the health building.
I have one phone.
We'll send out a follow-up.
Yeah, we'll send out a confirmation.
We'll send out everybody, okay?
Yep.
Okay, that's six. Yeah, Reach is.
Reach is in the morning.
Okay.
So how long? Right?
So it's,
We'll send out confirmation,
yes,
clear it all up.
yeah, get it all up.
There's a lot of graduations. There's plenty for everyone.
So as we move forward to coming to the close in the month of July and August, we do not as a board meet. So I want you to start thinking about not put too much in, but when we come back in September, everyone come back, we need to start preparing for a board self-evaluation. We need to get that done before November.
Okay.
So that's going to be one of our tests. Board self-evaluation.
Is that going to be over at the new building in September?
I can't answer that.
Yeah, we'll see. So we're, our first goal is to get the staff and students in on the school side, and we'll see what the process will be to get the Board of Ed. More than likely, we'll be able to utilize the boardroom early on, whether or not this will still be available. So sure. But we'll know how many of how many of the offices we're going to be able to consolidate and move over there in August. But my guess is that this group here will go a little bit more delayed, staggered, to make sure that the focus stays on the kids and the staff, get them into the building. So it's a tight turnaround. So we're going to be a little bit patient here on getting into that building. So.
We had a tour when it was a shell. Can we get a tour beforehand, now that it's done?
Yeah, it's getting close. I believe Antonio mentioned May, so we'll follow back up. Do you have a solid date for me?
Last I spoke with Antonio, there were some concerns about shutting down the site, which they have to really clean up, make sure there's nothing exposed. Right now they're working on a lot of things like painting and flooring, things that just make it difficult to do a tour. So I'm hoping we still are able to get a day sort of before the year is out. But I'll speak with the buildings and see if we can pin that down. If not, maybe we can do a special meeting sometime over the summer. But I don't want to throw him off balance and have him lose 2 days of work just getting ready for for the tour either. So we'll keep speaking with them and see if we can get closer to a date.
Right.
And they're still waiting on an elevator inspection, last I heard too. So.
If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Yes.
I just want to recognize the PEP graduation that happened last night, People Empowering People, which is a program run by our Family Resource Center, using a grant from UConn's extension program. They graduated 8 people last night from that program. They put in a lot of weeks of working together to come up with some creative solutions. They covered, their chosen issue was childcare coverage for all the days that we have off during the school year. We have early dismissal, which is obviously something that touches a lot of our families. So we're very pleased to be there. Louisa and Juanita joined as well. And I just want to say thank you to Grace and Melissa who ran the program. Thank you.
Thank you all for participating in whatever you can participate in to represent the board. And those that are sitting on committees, I thank you again. Because, one person can't be everywhere. And that's what we all are about, is sharing the work, not just let one person continually do the work. Because we all have to learn different situations, different committees. We have to learn to be able to participate when to open our mouth and when to keep it closed. So if nothing else to say,
Make a motion to adjourn.
Made by Al. Did I hear a second by Julie? Good night. Be safe.